Welcome to College Composition 2. Today, we're going to be going over a little bit of the course syllabus and kind of how we're set up on the online teaching platform of D2L. So when you log in to your account, you should be able to select the semester that you're a part of, and should be able to see all of your different classes that you have for the semester. Of course, you'll want to find our class, the College Composition 2. And you'll want to enter that class by clicking on it. Once you're inside of our College Composition 2 course, let's just go over the layout a little bit right here. So this is the course homepage, right? And if there are any announcements from your instructor, they'll be posted right here. They'll create an announcement and it should show up right here. Your calendar over here on the right hand side, it'll show you all of the upcoming assignments and their due dates to keep track of for the course of the semester. If you go over to the content tab of the class, this is where all of the course materials are going to be housed for the entire class. And so you should be able to, should be an overview tab right over here that's going to give you some more instructions. In the case of our class, you'll find more details about me and the course inside of course information, which is over here. If you just look on the left-hand column, this is going to be your navigation for the class and its materials. So if you go to course information, it's going to give you some instructions. It's going to tell you that this class is divided into 4 different units, in which will culminate into a major writing project, right? Which is going to be the argumentative research essay or a persuasive argumentative research essay. And we're going to look at the syllabus in a second, but right here you should be able to find your instructor information, syllabus, course overview, the schedule. It's going to give you all these resources, right? That you're able to use. Now, over here, you can also see as you click on each unit, because remember, class has 4 units, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these will be broken up into each type of paper we're going to write. First is rhetorical analysis paper. Then we're going to do an inquiry research journal, which is kind of topic selection for the big persuasive argumentative research essay in Unit 3. Unit 4 really is just kind of a reflection. It's going to be a presentation of your argumentative research essay. Now, of course, down here you will also find a tab that has English 122 course resources. Now, this is going to be helpful in case you need help with anything, right? So if you're trying to write an MLA works cited page, if you just need to learn a bit more about MLA itself, how to use our library search tool, a host of other AIMS resources, Writing Center, that kind of thing. Here's grammar and punctuation resources, all the way down to online writing labs, how do you do well in the discussions for the class, and then down here you're going to find our course textbooks that we're going to be referencing and using throughout the class, in addition to the links that we already have. So for instance, if you click over here on Unit 1, Week 1, it's going to tell you, all right, Week 1, here's the dates and what we're doing on this week, right? And it's going to break down exactly what to do every day. So for instance, the first day of class, you're going to want to read the course syllabus, schedule, course overview, anything in the course information module on the left-hand side. And then you're going to want to complete this assessment, quiz number 1, which is really just a syllabus quiz. And then it's going to tell you on Wednesday what to do, what you're going to be watching. This video, you're going to be reading some different pieces and then completing a diagnostic essay, right? So every week it is going to tell you exactly what we're going to be doing in each day. And then all below kind of this schedule panel is the actual course materials that you can access to complete the material for each day. So if you miss a day of class, you're just going to want to reference, find over here which week we're in and which day and what we did. That's where you're going to want to catch up for the class using these resources. And of course, email me any questions or concerns that you may have. The next tab up here is the assignments tab, which is going to be important for submission of all the main assignments for the class. Of course, you have this diagnostic essay right here in this first week. But then you have these 3 essays, essentially, the rhetorical analysis, inquiry, research, argumentative. And these are where you're going to go in and upload your files that you've created for each of these assignments in here. And of course, there's going to be these are the drafting folders for peer reviewing. And then over here, you have weekly discussions on the discussion tab, where you're going to have to do 1 discussion per week. So, and there's this discussion area right here. Let's ask the teacher. You can ask me anytime you want if you have a personal question. It can be anonymous if you would like it to be. But here's where you'll get into for discussion 1. For example, you're going to look at it. It's going to let you know exactly when the initial post is due, and then you're going to have to reply to your classmates on most discussion posts. And it's going to give you the task at hand and what you're going to be writing for that week, right? And so every week, this is where you're going to find every discussion, right? And there's 1 discussion per week of the class that correlates with each unit. So then you will also have weekly quizzes in the class for most weeks. There's a couple of weeks you will not have a quiz. But for most weeks, there's a quiz, and it'll correlate on here. For instance, if you're looking on the daily schedule and it says a complete quiz number 2 for that week, right? And you can see the due dates here as well on the quizzes for the class. And if there's ever any other kind of quizzes, resources you want to quiz yourself, these are ungraded, but these are different types of resources you can use on punctuation, grammar, citation. And of course, if you go to the grades tab, this will have your grade, which assignments you've turned in, which ones you still need to turn in. And then under the resources, this gets you back to some of the AIMS websites. If you click on any of these, it's going to take you back to aims.edu for some of these resources. Now, let's go over the course syllabus a little bit. Now that we've gone kind of over the D2L interface. And so let's find the syllabus here. So the syllabus for College Composition 2. And I'm just going to highlight some of the things that should be of note for the class. If you want, you can go in on your own time and dig a little bit deeper into this if you'd like to. Of course, some important information always, the instructor email is important. You can use this tool up here at the top of the screen, which is an email function inside of D2L that does not send an email to this address, just so you know. So it'd only be when the instructor signs into D2L are they going to be able to see that they have a message right here. If you need more immediate feedback or a question answered, the better way would be to go and send an email directly to this email from your email account and not using this tool. Both work. This will probably get you a quicker response. Of course, this class being a hybrid, face-to-face and online, if you need to have a conference with me, you can schedule it by appointment, and Zoom is our platform, of course, that we're using for teaching. Let's see, of course, always keeping in mind some of the drop dates of the class is always important in case you have some sort of a personal situation happening, some sort of a life emergency, those kinds of things where you know that you're just getting behind. But hopefully those aren't things that you're going to have to look at. Let's see. the course, of course, the description expands, refines the objectives of English Composition 1, right? So emphasizing critical logical thinking and reading, problem definition, research strategies, writing analytical, evaluative, and argumentative compositions. And I'll kind of repeat the same thing as College Comp 1. This is a class that can be incredibly valuable. A lot of people dread taking this class, both college composition classes, and they really shouldn't. They could be one of the most informative and best classes that you ever actually take, in the sense that it can help you learn how to use language to manipulate others and achieve goals, or how are others using language and visual rhetoric to manipulate you? How do they have a design on you, right? It's going to essentially help you be a better critical thinker and creator of texts. Let's see what else is important in our syllabus for the semester. These are all the learning objectives for AIMS. Of course, as far as attendance is concerned, I appreciate students who communicate with me, right? So just talking to me, right? If you need to miss class, if you have something going on, I get it, life happens. Contact me, right? If you need an extension, if you need me to change a deadline on any of these discussions, quizzes, assignments for you, let me know. Send me an email, set up a Zoom conference with me. We'll see what we can do. Let's see, as far as communication and feedback. You can expect responses to direct emails, right? Not this tool, but if you take my actual email address and use your personal email, I'll get back to you within 24 hours, Monday through Friday, and 48 hours on the weekend. If you're using this tool, I'm going to say it'll probably get back to you within 48 hours, right? Let's see what else we have here. I try to keep grades as updated as quickly as I can on D2L, so you can, if there's ever any concerns there, you can get a hold of me pretty quick. As far as the grading is concerned, in order to get college credit for this class, you're going to need to get a C or better, and it's a traditional A, B, C, D, F system. Again, as far as the effort in the class, you're going to get out of this class what you put into it, right? So if you're putting half effort into some of your discussions and your quizzes, like, it's going to show, even in your work, and that's probably the grade you're going to get, right? But if you're putting really good effort into the class, I don't see any reason why you can't attain the success that you're wanting here. Now, the way this class breaks down, there is 225 points worth of discussions. And so you're going to be able to see the class itself is there's 1,000 total points in the whole class. So, about a quarter of that grade is going to be in your ability to have meaningful, in-depth discussions with your peers and myself on the discussion boards. And your quizzes is going to be 120 points. So they're 10 points each. So you can see there's 20 quizzes in the class. The lowest score, I'll go ahead and drop the lowest score. Now, this diagnostic essay you do, it's pretty easy. It's more of a completion grade than it is actual, like, me grading. It's for me to see where you're at in your reading and writing abilities. That should be a free 15 points. Now you get into these the main essays for the class. So the rhetorical analysis essay is 150. The inquiry research journal is 150. And then the argumentative research essay itself is worth 300 points. So that's 30% of the grade in the class. And that's pretty deliberate. So suppose if you just didn't do that at all for whatever reason, you're not going to be able to pass the class, right, for college credits, considering you need a C or above. And if you just didn't do this, the best you could get, if you had 100% on everything else, would be exactly a 70% in the class. But I'm guessing it'd be pretty hard to do this assignment if you didn't do the previous assignment. So they kind of did that deliberately. You cannot pass a class if you can't do this persuasive argumentative research essay. And this really, this could be Unit 4. Some people label it as Essay 4. It's not really an essay. It's a presentation of your previous research paper that you did, and you present it from the class. So that's how the grade breaks down in the class. Due dates, late work. Their assignments are due when they're due on the schedule, right? You can submit major essays late for 10% off per day, up to 7 calendar days. Then I won't take it anymore. But again, communication is key. If you have a situation in life that comes up, something going on, get a hold of me. We can make some accommodations. We can make something work, right? I get it. Life happens. Oh, let's see. This gets into a little bit of plagiarism, which we'll get into in an actual unit inside the course. This has to be stated. Students should be aware that a wealth of topics may be discussed or may see analyzed work that contains controversial topics, language, material. By registering for the course, you're agreeing to this. However, so it's basically saying, it's a disclaimer, saying, there might be controversial language topics in the class. But with that being said, I do want to assure you, it's a safe learning environment. So if there's any kind of derogatory opinions regarding race, gender, ethnicity, right? Obscene language that's unnecessary, right? We're going to have a discussion if there's those types of things. And then at the bottom of this, it just has some more resources. So that's essentially the nuts and bolts of the syllabus. Like I said, you can go in here and look at some of the more specific learning objectives if you'd like to, but that's kind of the heart of the class and how it's structured. So hopefully you found this video useful if you were not able to attend class on the day that we did syllabus and D2L layout. Again, if you ever have any questions, go ahead and send me an email directly or use this tool to email me, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Until next week, College Comp, take care.